I mean, we didn't cover about her licking that fucking pole.
Oh
which
my
is
God.
of itself a sin.
I looked at my notes and I was just like, please tell me that's sanitized. I don't think that it was at all because those girls are just coming on and off the stage. I mean, the things that we'll do for tips.
Your back.
All right, welcome to Cinematics Problematics, where we celebrate your guilty pleasures. I'm Chrissy Reddick.
And I am Erin Maxwell. And today, boys and girls, we are in for a treat. I mean this from the very bottom of my heart. This is one of my very, very favorite bad movies. Ladies and gentlemen, take my hand as I welcome you back into 1995 to the wonderful world of Nomi Malone, a woman, a street smart, wonderful young woman whose love language is throwing French fries and violence as she tries to make her way up to her one dream of becoming a showgirl as she maneuvers herself through evil pitfalls, other things. It doesn't really make a lot of sense. I don't know what to really tell you about it. It's just there. But my God, is it a glorious trip and lots of nipples along the way.
Oh my God, there's so many nipples. I think that you forgot to mention the seedy underbelly of Las Vegas.
I mean, listen, this movie was filmed in the seedy underbelly. There's not really nothing. When it takes place there, it's like you don't really see the sun in this film. There is no sunshine.
I mean, there is, but it's still dark. It's still very, very dark.
Everything about this movie is bizarre. There is a plot line, so I give it that. Like, there is a structure to this film where there is a beginning and an end, and it is bookended with this is the clear beginning and this is the clear ending, and there you go. But everything else about this movie is completely bonkers.
It is completely out of control, and everything that happens is to show more boobs.
Yes. Now, I want to be very clear that when this film came out, there was a tremendous amount of controversy, and we will get into that. And I just want to go beyond also saying that beyond just being bonkers, that when it came out, there was very clear idea that Elizabeth Berkley, almost everybody involved except for Gina Gershon, who clearly she's the only one in the cast who knew the movie she was making, had high hopes for this film. They took it to Cannes. They took it on the road. They did interviews for it. They thought that they were making cinema.
It got like a lot of press because Elizabeth Berkley from Saved by the Bell, this innocent that we had grown up with, was the star, was the showgirl, and she was going to show her boobs. And that was a big deal.
It was. She was breaking away from the good girl of Jessie that she had played on Saturday mornings for so long. No longer would she be helping her friends study for tests or meeting them for burgers at the Max.
Or taking speed pills to stay up late to finish her homework.
No. She was breaking away from all that. This was her chance. This was her chance at an Oscar, and she was wrong.
This was her chance to be a serious actress. I mean, look at it though. I mean, look at the cast. I mean, first you have Paul Verhoeven, who by that time had made RoboCop. He had made Total Recall. He had made Basic Instinct. He was a big shot. He was like a big deal. But his movies always had an element of camp to them, for sure. Like, they were definitely not known for being very serious or self-serious. But still, he made some bangers. And so it's like you want to be like in a movie with Paul Verhoeven, Kyle MacLachlan, Gina Gershon, and a lot of other like character actors that you recognize. It's like, why the hell not? This is your shot to show your range with your legs and how far you can bend over and how much you can shake your boobs in someone's face.
You could make the argument that RoboCop is a satirical takedown of consumerism and uber violent culture. And I absolutely love that movie.
No, it's amazing.
It's amazing.
It's incredible.
Yeah. And I think he was doing that here. I think he sold this movie as a satirical takedown of consumerism, of Vegas culture, he loves this movie to this day. And he continues to give interviews on it. And he wrote that he stands by this film and that he believes that it is a takedown of the American dream and Las Vegas culture. And he believes that any critic that doesn't like it just doesn't understand its tone or its intent.
I think that there's some truth to that. I think like takedown of the American dream is generous, but makes sense in terms of like, we have like this heroine who comes from very humble beginnings, very mysterious, humble beginnings. She has dreams, you know, she wants to break free of what she's been doing, which remains a mystery up until close to the end of the movie. She's a dancer and she wants to be on the stage and she wants to be under the lights. And who doesn't want that?
But let's face it, man, the direction he gave her was wild.
Was it direct? Okay. So do you think that he was like, please bash your head against the top of this car? Or do you think that that was like the direction?
100% believe that that's exactly
like,
what
I want you
is.
to grab the money out of the hand like you want to break somebody's arm and dislocate their shoulder. Like that was the direction.
I believe 100%. I believe that like Elizabeth Berkley appeared on set every single day, eager to please, and she did what she was told, and he would pull her back and he would go, more, no, like throw the French fries. I want you to be angry at the French fries.
Really angry at the French fries. And when you run away in like a huff, like really throw those legs back, girl. Just like run wild like a stallion, even though you're not. Male.
I want this really seemingly nice guy. I want you to pull a knife on him for no apparent reason. I want you to just spit and have fire in your eyes and just be, just attack for no reason. I just, at any given moment, I wanted to appear that you have like rabies.
Yes. Yeah. Like she is like turning into a cordyceps.
Yes.
And just, she actually kind of runs like a cordyceps now that I think about it.
Yes, she does. Kind of.
Oh my gosh, that just came to me.
I was kind of thinking 28 Days Later in a way.
Yep.
Like just kind of like heaving and just kind of like twitching and just like attacking
or what
for
about
no reason.
Like World War Z, just like kind of like really fast, flaily running.
Yeah, and like just that turn on a dime kind of attitude as well as kind of worked in there. It's just like an infection of some sort.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, having said all that though, I do have to give Elizabeth Berkley some props for the dancing that she does. And I mean, it is still a bit thrashy, but the training that she must have gone through and the things that she does in this film are actually really impressive. Like she does a great job with the dancing.
Yes.
I'll give her that.
No, the dancing, listen, there is a lot of things that I enjoy about this movie. I can make a list all day.
She can.
Fun
fact, by the way. As I was rewatching this film, and Gina Gershon is always like calling people darlin.
Oh, yeah. I called her Chrissy darlin all the time.
She calls me darlin all the time, and it just hit me on rewatch. And I paused the movie.
And called me. She goes, do you call me darlin because of this movie? And I said, it took you a really long time to figure that out.
But I have not seen this movie nearly as many times as Erin has seen this movie, so it didn't hit me until the rewatch. And then I just had, if my respect for Erin could increase at all, and I have like an enormity of respect for her, it increased tenfold in that moment. Thank you.
I just want to say a couple things before we get into its crimes and its sins and all of that other kind of good stuff, because first off, absolutely, without a doubt, Gina Gershon is the best thing in this film.
Oh, she's delicious.
Absolutely delicious. She is the only one who knows what movie she's in.
Yeah.
In interviews, she has stated that what she was doing is that her performance is that she was mimicking drag queens. And when you watch the performance with that in mind, it absolutely shows.
Yeah.
That is 100% what she is doing.
She's having a blast. She's having so much fun in this movie.
She read the script, looked at it and said, this is a piece of shit movie, but I enjoy money and have a great body. This is great. Perfect. I enjoy paying rent.
Yes.
And understood the assignment, attacked it with gusto, and yay.
She just like seethes and slithers and smirks and flirts and like, pardon my French, but fucks with her eyes. She is just like looking at Nomi and she's just like, we're going to do it. And you believe her. And then she calls her a whore and then Nomi storms off. Yeah.
I mean, like her personality needs a little work, but that's not her fault. She delivered.
No, she is the older version of Nomi about what she would have become. Right. But yeah, Gina Gershon is amazing. And I mean, I think that, just to be fair, I think that Kyle MacLachlan as well kind of got it. I mean, you kind of have to get it with that hairstyle, right? Like the hair, what do you even call that? It's like parted on the side, but it flops over like one eye, kind of. It's very, I don't know how to explain.
It was that 90s fine boy haircut is what we called it.
Okay.
And it was just like an emo haircut that a lot of goth kids had.
Yes. Okay. Goth. Yeah. You know what? You're right. But he wasn't goth at all in this
No, but he was giving business goth.
Business goth.
It was, and I have a theory also about him, and my theory is this. He didn't know what he was signing on for because I think he bought Verhoeven's bullshit when it was sold to him. And then somewhere around the lap dance scene, he figured it out.
Oh, God. How could you not figure it out?
Yes.
With like the Nomi, what I called the Nomi thrashing grind.
Yes. When she does the erotic dancing, she is not a good dancer. She does this thing with her shoulders where her shoulders stay almost static. So she looks angry and it's very unattractive.
But here's the thing. Nomi is constantly angry. It's kind of fitting for her character because she like carries so much tension in her shoulders. I sound like a masseuse. I'm sorry.
It does when she's happy, like when she's causing other people pain in her dancing. She seems to be lighter on her feet and not as aggressive and not as bad. But when she's doing the angry, sexy dancing, she just looks like a monster.
No, she is a monster. Nomi is okay. Look, we're gonna have a very complicated conversation about our character Nomi. It's part respect. You know, I like seeing a woman pull herself up by her bootstraps. I like seeing a woman with ambition. But this woman is also a bad friend. And she is completely erratic. And I hate to use the word hysterical in terms of woman, but this woman is fucking hysterical. She is insane. And I don't understand how she survived that far with this behavior. So we'll get into it.
I don't abide by telling a woman to calm down, but someone needs to hold her by her shoulders and gently tell her to calm down.
Do you know what would happen if you tried to do that to Nomi, though?
Oh, I'd be dead.
You'd
within
be dead.
Seconds.
You'd be dead. Like with one hit to the face, because she is very strong.
I just want to get this out there, and then we'll move on to sins real quick, which is my sister and I have studied the show Goddess, which is the show within the show.
Oh, geez.
We cannot make heads or tails of it, but it is our goal in life to write our own version of it. And we want to bring it to the actual stage. And the goal is to have the show Goddess and somehow meld all the bizarre set pieces we've seen that make absolutely no sense out of context, make it into a cohesive plot while the movie Showgirls plays in the background. Ooh. Kind of like a Rosencrantz and Guildenstern version of Showgirls that's going on. So you have Goddess in the forefront and then Showgirls in the background. And so all the key scenes of Showgirls are happening in the background and you can see the shadow players do it, but then Goddess is happening in the front of the stage.
I don't understand why you haven't written this yet. That sounds brilliant.
I don't know how to make in any way to make this make sense of that opening scene where it takes place in caveman times, where they're coming out of the volcanoes with blonde wigs. And then make that transition to the S&M biker rape scene.
Oh, God.
I've been trying to rack my brain for 30 years to make that into like, what plot can possibly transition these two scenes?
Wow, Erin.
And it just doesn't exist. Like, I realize I'd probably have to write another dance number, and like dance just isn't my forte, but there's like 3 set scenes that we're able to watch. And none of them make sense with each other.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, that's perfect because this movie makes no fucking sense.
Right. And I don't know why anybody would also pay to see Goddess.
Yeah, I don't know either. But you know what it reminded me of when I was watching it and it didn't click for me? It was, did you ever see Staying Alive? John Travolta.
Oh, yeah, hundreds of times.
Okay.
Sure.
So I kept on like wanting like the crossover between like Tony Manero goes to Vegas, right?
Oh, yeah.
And he's a dancer in Goddess. And they strike up like a romantic thing. You know, Tony Manero is like all cool and suave and whatever. And to see him and Nomi's chemistry together, that would have been fireworks.
I just like it. There's a scene where after the first performance of Goddess and it opens and it's a huge success. And then there's all this chatter and they're like, oh, there's talk of it going to Broadway. I'm like, this isn't going to Broadway.
Do they know what shows on Broadway?
No, they have no idea. Broadway's just a concept. It's just an abstract concept to them.
It usually plays with dialogue.
No, they have no idea. They have no, like a topless review with biker rape scenes and like, you know, volcano birth scene. No.
And, oh, by the way, I don't know like if this like resonates, but oh man, now I can't get my mind off of this Goddess thing that you've talked to me about. Like,
I'm telling you,
I totally lost my train of thought because now I'm like imagining it, and now I kind of want to see it happen.
But also, like you get lost in trying to fit these pieces together. You're like, well, what is this goddamn fucking story?
It's not a story. Okay, look, let's back up.
Listen,
there is a story. There is a
shitty
story.
Vegas. I live off shitty Vegas reviews. Like, I went and I saw Bitten, the topless vampire one.
Jesus.
I'm like, I've seen the Blue Man Group against my will. Like, I've seen a lot of shitty shows. Okay, I can make it work. I believe in myself. I just need to figure it out. I believe that there is a story there. We just are not smart enough, and we need to put our brains together and figure out what it is.
Yeah, they didn't quite figure that one out for this movie. I mean, at its core, it is a movie about a woman trying to make it in Vegas, and she has a ton of emotional problems, probably a very strong personality disorder to boot, and she is in an environment where she is completely put down, and she's trying to rise above it despite her obvious personality flaws.
And every person in Vegas that isn't a female is horrible.
A trash.
They're just trash people.
Yeah.
And she self-sabotages. Despite her consistent self-sabotaging, she is able to overcome those odds and make it.
By sheer luck, and only by her sheer hotness, because Gina Gershon wants to fuck her.
Yes.
That's basically what sends her along. But that fits, right? That kind of fits with that environment. I mean,
and then in the end, she decides that she is too good for Vegas.
Right.
And she packs up her bags after getting revenge on Gina Gershon by pushing her down the stairs.
Oh, but they have like such a hot kiss. Like
they
make
do.
up. It's so cute.
They have a hot kiss. And
in the hospital while she's in a cast and probably has a bedpan under or whatever. It's fine.
And leaving her Molly, her roommate, in the nearby hospital to take care of herself and fend for herself.
You know what? Not surprised, but we're going to get to Molly. We're going to have a conversation about Molly.
And then she hitchhikes, leaves all of her shit behind, including her Versace dress that she worked so hard to earn. And just hitchhike back and beat the shit out of the guy that initially took her suitcase.
Goes off into the wild unknown, goes to Los Angeles, where she's probably fucking tossing avocado toast everywhere.
Yeah. Opening it up and promising a sequel. We did get a sequel later on, but it did not have Nomi in it, unfortunately.
Which, I mean, what's the point? What is even the point?
It made someone else's dreams come true.
Well,
and that's really, isn't in the heart of it, isn't that what we're all about in Hollywood, making dreams come true?
Yes. And that is what Showgirls is about, if you want to be incredibly generous about it.
Yes.
Okay.
Sins.
Right. Yes, let's get into sins.
This movie, when it came out, was demolished by critics, and rightfully so. Listen, the acting left a lot to be desired. The script left a lot to be desired. The direction left a lot to be desired. A lot of it came under fire because it's super male gazy. It is 100%. It is words that were used and words that I care to share is performative femininity. Hypersexuality was used again when it came to Nomi Malone in the ways that she presented herself. Women here are not presented in the way that women are normally. They're not everyday women. No one is shown in just jeans or sweatpants or the way that just normal women would kind of walk around this earth.
They are shown for maximum jiggle.
Yes. They are only presented in a way that a man would like to see them.
Yes.
And so even when they're just casually laying about in their trailers, talking to each other, they are always in 90s. They are always fully made up. They're never casually just hanging out.
And I think the first shot of Gina Gershon is like a picture of her ass, right? It's like she's like basically naked in her dressing room from behind.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it's like any opportunity there was to show more tits and ass, they absolutely took it. I mean, and I understand that this movie is about showgirls who perform a show where they're basically naked the entire time, but there is no subtlety at all to the fact that they are trying to squeeze as much female sexuality into your face as much as they possibly can during the runtime.
It was exploitation on a large scale. This was the very first NC-17 film to get a wide release.
Yeah, and that was a huge deal at the time.
Yeah, and so because it had such a large audience, it came under very much a large amount of scrutiny, and deservedly so at that time.
Can I read you a couple of reviews?
I wish you would.
A couple of snippets?
Yeah.
There's so many good ones, and I don't even think I got the best ones, but there's a couple. Okay, so Gary Thompson from the Philadelphia Daily News said, Showgirls will be remembered as one of the most expensively, indulgently horrible movies ever made. Cult trash certain to be treasured by connoisseurs of bad dialogue, lousy performances, and crap on a spectacular scale.
Not wrong.
That's my favorite.
Not wrong.
Gene Siskel, the late Gene Siskel, rest in peace, of the Chicago Tribune, said, "Is it sexy? Not when you're laughing." And then Owen Gleiberman of Entertainment Weekly, I believe he's at Variety now. Is he still at Variety? Yeah. Okay. Owen Gleiberman said, "Showgirls is a stripper that thinks it's a dancer."
That's great. That's great.
And that is just a taste, a very, very, very small. That is the amuse-bouche amongst a feast of bad reviews that this film got, deservedly, if you didn't understand what it was trying to do. I think that some of it is still accurate. I mean, this is not what I would call a good movie. It's kind of like in the vein of Purple Rain, right? It's like horrible shit happens, but oh my God, that movie's amazing because it's Prince and because we love watching him perform.
I think even that's giving it too much credit. I mean, listen, I love this movie, but don't get me wrong. I see what it is. I know what it is. It's a bad movie, but I love it because it's a bad movie. There's nothing good about this. And my favorite version of this movie is not the director's cut. There is a version where they digitally added clothes to all the dance scenes badly. Not even Photoshop, and like the cheap version of Photoshop that you get for free. So it's just like blocks of cartoons covering nipples. And it is my absolute favorite cut of this film.
If I could show you the screenshot that Aaron sent to me 2 weeks ago of them painting like a nude bra. It's like a bad Photoshop job. It's like painting like a nude bra like thing like over her boobs. It's ridiculous.
It's beautiful.
It almost makes the movie better because it makes it even worse.
Oh my God. At my funeral, I want you to show this version of Showgirls and to honor me.
I'm going to show only nude photos of you covered badly with my bad Photoshop skills.
But even better.
That's my gift to you.
Yes.
All right.
If you could play My Heart Will Go On, that would be great. Other issues have been like there's genre confusion throughout the film. You don't really know. It doesn't really know what it wants to be. Is it an action film? Is it a thriller? Is it a romantic film? Is it a coming of age film? You don't really know. And I still don't know what to categorize this film.
You know, okay. So when I was rewatching, and I hadn't seen the movie since we went to the 20th anniversary at Cinespia years and years ago. And so when I was rewatching it, I got like the tone felt relatively consistent to me, and it could be because I had already seen the film and so I knew what to expect. I think though, and we'll get to this for sure, but like the one time where it completely breaks with this kind of winky face campy tone is towards the end with the scene with Molly, which we will get to. But other than that, I was just like, they're just having a blast. Like, they don't give any fucks about what anybody thinks. It is overacting to the max. It is misogyny to the max. It is everything on absolute fucking overdrive. And that persists throughout the film. And the one through line that keeps it going like that is Elizabeth Berkley.
I think they wanted to make an erotic thriller, but I don't think that any of the direction or any of the acting allowed itself to allow anything to become either erotic or thrilling.
Yeah, I mean, I think that some guys that like watch Showgirls will think it's erotic. I think that a lot of women who watch it are going to look at it and just be like,
what the fuck am I watching?
What the fuck is this? I mean, I think that like only like truly like erotic scene like that is kind of hot is like Gina Gershon is trying to befriend Nomi. Even after she's like told her off like several times. It's like it just turns Gina Gershon's character on, and they're on the stage and they're dancing with one another. That was kind of hot. But most of that is Gina Gershon just doing her thing. And I mean, other than that, it is just kind of complete exploitation from beginning to end.
Gina Gershon just exudes sexuality and is just a hot human being.
Yes.
And so whenever she's on the screen, the scene immediately becomes more erotic.
It becomes more erotic. It lights up.
Yeah.
Like you feel like she's kind of flirting with you.
And Elizabeth Berkley, it's not her fault. I want to say that she got bad direction and a bad script. Because I honestly do believe that at some point, 5 or 10 cuts ago, she had the right tone and the right acting. And then Verhoeven just went, no, try it again. Try it again. Do it angrier. Do it angrier. And I want to say that he pushed her to this point and left the most ridiculous cuts.
Okay. I mean, that makes a lot of sense, actually. I'm not going to fight with that. I believe that.
And I believe you see this best in the pool scene.
Oh, God, the pool scene, the infamous pool scene. But we already had a preview of what was going to happen because of the, okay. All right. So we talked about misogyny. We talked about how it's tonally a bit off and weird and doesn't quite know what it wants to be. I never got a thriller from it, ever.
No.
I don't even know. Did Paul Verhoeven ever speak to like what he thought it was supposed to be? Like, did he ever say that it was supposed to be a thriller? He was trying to go for a thriller, or is that the feeling you got? Because it's just like a dark, kind of dangerous place that is like the setting for this.
I got it because there was a lot of, because he threw in a lot of early tensions. And there's a lot of foreboding moments, and you knew that the tensions were rising between the dancers, and it was going to be between Cristal and Nomi, and there's a lot of anger. And so eventually, when she threw the crystal beads, it caused one dancer to fall, and then that was going to foreshadow what was going to happen between Nomi and Cristal. Like, I felt like that was building up to be kind of like a tense thriller in a way.
All right.
If not on some lower level, low stakes thriller.
Because of the treachery.
Yes.
The backstage treachery amongst showgirls who cannot be friends with each other.
Sure. Yeah. Exactly.
Okay, got it.
So just women throwing each other under the bus.
Yeah, that's another problem with it. I would say that that's like definitely a problematic element, is just like the only female friendship that we have in this that is genuine, I think, is Molly's friendship with Nomi. But even though Nomi, if you want to call her a friend, is a terrible goddamn friend. She's a bad, bad, bad friend.
They're both in a toxic relationship with each other.
They're kind of co-y. They're like codependent or something. I don't know why Molly sticks around and deals with this bullshit.
Molly should have never picked up Nomi from the side of the road. They meet under the weirdest circumstances where Nomi lost everything and is just throwing up on the side of the road. And then Molly immediately looks and goes, "You should live with me in my trailer that only has the single bed." Yeah, that sounds great. You can pay rent, fine.
Yeah. I mean, this random stranger who is thrashing about and crying her eyes out and seemingly has an anger problem. She's like, I think that's the roommate for me. And if you see Molly's character, she's so sweet and good-natured and everything. It's like, that is like one of the most baffling parts of the entire movie, is like, why does Molly keep this woman around? This girl is work.
Yeah, and then she takes her to work and immediately, like, Nomi, like, insults everybody at her work.
Yep, and almost gets her fired, thanks.
And then she goes to her audition, and then Nomi, like, huffs out of her audition.
Yeah, that Molly helped her get by introducing her to the right people.
Literally, she doesn't even have a real personality. She just has an inner saboteur that's just running things.
Yes, it's just running rampant, like a very angry little saboteur. And I mean, and that's like another. I mean, we talk about like women not being good to women, but I mean, honestly, Nomi is not good to Molly.
No,
at all. Molly does not deserve a friend like that. She needs like, I mean, maybe she keeps her around for excitement or something. Maybe Molly's bored.
They're living in a trailer and she buys a Versace dress. They could have spent a lot more things. They could have gotten that fucking door fixed.
Yeah.
They could have like maybe gotten a TV for the trailer. There's a lot of things they could have bought. They didn't have to treat for that Versace dress that she ended up leaving in the trailer when she left Vegas.
And let's not forget, she eats all the chips. I mean, bad roommate, bad
roommate,
all the way around. Okay, so we've talked about, so we know, Nomi gets to Vegas. Like, she befriends Molly after, like, losing her suitcase. Molly very graciously allows her to come into her home. And then we are off to strip clubs and auditions.
Yes.
Right? I think it's a strip club first, right? And this is, like, another thing. It's, like, going back to, like, the men being just terrible to women. It's, like, the owner of the strip club,
Al from Cheetahs,
also known from Goonies as one of the Fratelli brothers.
Yes.
Great character actor. We love him. But he is one of those bosses that expects blowjobs from his staff, and like comes into the dressing room and smacks him on the ass and starts barking orders at him and everything.
Apparently all the dressing rooms in Vegas are just kind of loosey-goosey. Like, they had everybody running in and out. They had monkeys and shit and like delivery guys and like, it just like
didn't matter.
Nudity is just subjective there. It's just whatever. You don't got to get used to it.
You're a stripper. You don't deserve privacy.
Yeah, and whatever. It's like, it's just it is what it is. It doesn't fucking matter. There's no such thing as a dressing room. It's just space.
Right. And I mean, and you could even argue, like, men aside, that even Cristal, Gina Gershon's character, she toys with Nomi in a similar way as well. I mean, she's not necessarily smacking her on the ass, or maybe she did. I don't know. She probably did at some point. But she is calling her a whore. You know, she's like, I am better than you. You are a whore. And calls her this several times, like while trying to somehow be her friend or something or get her under her thumb. I'm not even sure what exactly the motivation is there. I think that she just finds her hot and likes exerting control over Nomi. And Nomi is like this babe in the woods who is street smart to an extent, but not smart enough to see through Gina Gershon's antics throughout the film.
I never really kind of figured out what Gina Gershon wanted.
Right.
Because she just invited this agent of chaos into her life.
Yeah, but she's also an agent of chaos. She's just like more subtle about it. You know, she's just like much more restrained because she's older and she knows how to play the game.
Like, listen, if you want to fuck Nomi, then just fuck Nomi. It's fine. You could just say, hey, this could be good for both of us and I will get you a gig or whatever.
You know what? They would have banged.
I will give you straight up money.
They would have banged on that stage, no problem, if Cristal just hadn't called her a whore when she leaned in for the kiss. It's like, these are simple things.
Yeah, and then continues to antagonize her for the rest of the time. Like, sits on her dressing room table and then, like, gets her fired from being her understudy and, like, continues to poke the bear. And you saw what she does to those fries, man.
Oh, my God. Don't even get me started on the fries. That was criminal. Those look like good fries. Those weren't even shoestring fries.
No.
Those look like Five Guys fries that she just wasted because she lost her temper and was like, and, like, it's just ridiculous. I mean, I'm surprised nothing happened at Spago. I don't think it did, right? They had champagne and no food got thrown.
I don't think so. I mean, they have, there's a lot of food issues in this movie as well, where everybody is just kind of like, you're only going to eat brown rice and broccoli and we're going to monitor your weight. And then when the girls go off, then they all binge.
Yeah, I mean, Nomi doesn't need to do that because she's just going to have her burgers anyways. And she eats that thing like a cave woman. Like it wronged her.
Yeah, it just...
I can't get over the movement. I'm sorry. Like the entire energy and jerky and thrashy movement of our main character is a sight to behold. It is incredible that she did not come out with more bruises.
It is studied and I don't mean this as a joke. Like, I mean, it is actually studied now in film and acting schools, that particular scene. It is actually kind of funny. They look at that scene as an exercise. It's recognized as a scene of overacting, but it is seen as a really great exercise to try. And because it makes people giggle, it makes people laugh. They enjoy doing it. And it's a great way to like introduce and kind of get over being embarrassing in front of the class. So in acting schools, they actually kind of reenact that scene.
That's beautiful.
It's kind of nice. It's kind of nice. And this movie has been reclaimed by a lot of feminists that have taken back the narrative. Well, yes, this movie is very exploitative. It's very misogynistic, and it is very, you know, the way it delivers its message through the male gaze. Feminists look at it as more satirical than anything else. Because if you look at it through that lens, it actually is kind of an intelligent movie in a way.
I am frozen right now. I don't even know what to say to that statement.
It's like, you're like, well, wait, what if I look at this as just a straight parody? What if this was never released in theaters? What if a version of this movie came out and it was done by Scorsese? It was a very serious movie.
Okay.
And it was done with the top actors. It wasn't done over the top. It was just done straight and it won a bunch of awards. And then this movie came out on its heels on Comedy Central.
It is kind of a comedy.
Right.
You laugh more than anything during
Would
this
it
film.
be genius?
I mean, I think a lot of people would argue that it is genius. I think that it depends on kind of like the intent though, right? And Paul Verhoeven, I mean, he's admitted that he wanted it to be what it is. Like
right.
He wanted it to be satirical, he wanted it to be campy, and that's his thing. And well done if that's the case. I mean, I think like once again, like there's one scene like where it deviates from that pretty hard, but I think that if you're trying to make a movie that's so bad it's good, if that is your intent, yeah, brilliantly done.
I just don't think that he understands the difference between satirical and camp. And he just went over the top and had the performers deliver a campy performance when this was supposed to be satirical, which is what he wanted. And
right.
He just didn't understand the difference.
Right. And I think that like in satires too, like characters do things that make sense. And there are so many freaking instances in this film, especially Nomi, like does things that just don't make any freaking sense. Like she just like gets insulted for some odd reason and just like storms away and like hits somebody and like knocks into people as she's running off. It's like,
oh, I have a list of the things that don't make sense in this movie. I mean, the amount of strippers with page boys blew my fucking mind.
oh my gosh. Okay.
Oh, and no one in this film understood how periods work. Not a single fucking person. Everybody like just had periods whenever they wanted to have a period.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like the one scene where she's trying to seduce James, I guess, like when he's trying to train her to be a dancer and he like reaches down there and it's like, what, you're not wearing a tampon, girl? That's all you should be feeling down there.
Yeah, and then she's like, I'll get a towel. I'm like, I hate all of this scene.
You know
this
what?
scene is gross.
Nomi being a free bleeder actually kind of tracks.
Yeah. That trailer is so much grosser now. Oh my God. I hope they burn it to the ground. Oh, shiver God. Just went up my spine. Oh my God. That trailer's disgusting.
Yeah, we don't have to talk about that. Okay. So, next sins. Like we've talked about a couple of them so far. What else do you got?
I think we got like all of the really big ones.
Yeah, we got the big ones. Okay, do we want to talk about anything?
I mean, we didn't cover about her licking that fucking pole.
Oh
which
my
is
God.
In itself a sin.
I looked at my notes and I was just like, please tell me that's sanitized. I don't think that it was at all because those girls are just coming on and off the stage. I mean, the things that we'll do for tips.
I mean, listen, what are they going to do? Run out and throw rubbing alcohol? Even if they do that, she's going to get a big giant mouthful of rubbing alcohol.
That's true.
And pubic hair.
And maybe like the rubbing alcohol affects like how you twirl on the pole.
Yeah.
Maybe it just diminishes your pole spinning ability or something. I don't know. Maybe like the amount of bodily fluids on that pole increases your performance. But she licked it anyways. It's disgusting.
It is very disgusting.
It's very troubling.
That was the very first sin I actually wrote, but I'm like, it's not like that television sin.
Well, I mean,
but it's gross.
You know what? Nomi was putting all sorts of unhealthy things in her mouth throughout the film, so that should be a surprise. Just saying.
Fair.
Okay, can we talk about, now that we've gone through kind of like most of like the standard stuff, can we talk about the very abrupt tonal shift that this film takes towards the end?
Yes.
Like with Molly. Okay, so let me set the scene. Nomi has made it. She is now the headliner for this show. And there's a big party. And she's going around with Zack, the entertainment director played by MacLachlan. And
you might recognize him from the earlier scene in the pool.
How could anybody fucking forget that scene? We need to get back to that scene.
Man who boldly decorates with neon palm trees by his pool.
Oh my, you know what? It's Vegas. That's probably the most forgivable part of the entire film is those neon palm trees.
You know, we each have our own things. I choose to put that at the top of my list of sins, but whatever.
Okay, to each their own.
But continue.
Okay, so he's like parading her around the party and like, what's the name of the dude that's going to be there? Andrew
Carver.
Andrew Carver, who I could have sworn was a magician when I first watched the film.
I thought he was a WWE wrestler.
Yeah, I think he's supposed to be a musician or something.
No, he's a rock star.
Yeah, and Molly, it's established earlier in the film that Molly is like obsessed with him and she's like so excited that he's coming into town. And so he happens to be at this party, the celebratory party after the show. And Nomi thinks she's being a good friend by taking Molly, who is the innocent of this film, over to go meet Andrew Carver. And what happens is that Andrew Carver is such a cool celebrity that he invites this young girl, this young fan, up to his room for what I think is a drink. And this is where the film takes a turn. Everything up until this part, tonally, I think is pretty forgivable and makes sense in terms of what Paul Verhoeven said he wanted to do. But what proceeds to happen is an incredibly brutal and graphic rape scene. So Andrew Carver is not a good dude. His bodyguards come in and they take turns raping her. And it is pretty unrelenting. It doesn't last a long time, but it happens. And it kind of like in the meantime, Nomi's just like living her best life, not keeping an eye on her friend, whatever, because she is just basking in the glow of her performance and her fame. And in the meantime, her friend is being brutally raped upstairs. And it concludes with Molly coming out bleeding from everywhere, literally everywhere, and collapsing onto the ground. And I think that this is like when Nomi takes notice and goes over to her friend. And obviously Molly winds up in the hospital, very badly beaten, barely conscious. And I mean, to Nomi's credit, this is the incident that actually proves that there might be a good point to keep a Nomi around despite all of her emotional issues.
She turns to MacLachlan, Nick, and says, "Where are the cops?"
Mm-hmm.
And Nick says, "We take care of our own here in Vegas. We do not call the cops. Andrew is part of our family, and we will handle this internally." And that does not fly
No.
with Nomi. She wants justice for her friend.
Yes. And if you've seen Nomi's behavior prior to this, you know what's about to happen. I mean, she pulls knives on people for pretty much no good reason.
She gets into her battle gear. She's got her hair pinned back. She's in her leopard print. She paints her nipples.
Yeah, mini skirt, boots, with really pointy heels.
Oh, she looks great.
She looks amazing.
Yeah.
And she goes to Andrew Carver's and is just like, "Hey, I'm just here to hang out." Like, she's just there to like
what you see?
Oh, yeah. And for some odd reason, her nipples are painted red. Right. I did not understand that.
There's something, I think it's like a taste on them or something like that, because he immediately starts licking it off, but I don't.
Don't you mean biting like a wild animal? Jesus.
Something.
Ugh,
yeah.
So gross. And so that whole thing starts. But then Nomi has her moment. Nomi has her first friend moment of the entire fucking movie about 8/10 of the way in.
And immediately starts beating the shit out of him.
She goes full fucking Jackie Chan Karate Kid on this guy. Like, she is doing spin kicks. She's like placing her fucking heel in his balls and just like using him as a weapon.
She's got like a baton, right?
Oh, I don't remember. I thought that her body was weapon enough. Maybe she did have a baton.
Yeah, she kicks the holy shit out of him.
Holy shit out of him.
It's actually kind of great.
It's amazing.
A great scene.
No, you know what the best part of that scene is? At the end, the close up on her face, where she's just like so satisfied with herself. She's got like this evil grin on her face. She's like, oh, yeah. And she like breathes out. She's like, fuck yeah. And then she walks out and it's just like, bravo. Thank you. Thank you, Nomi. That was worth everything. That was great.
And then she heads back to the hospital, and she goes to visit two very important people in her life, Cristal and Molly. And first she goes to visit Molly. Mm-hmm. She let her know that she has given Andrew a taste of his own medicine, and then abandoned Molly there.
Yeah, and then she's just like, good? We good? Cool.
Yeah. Peace out.
Yeah.
And then she goes to visit Cristal, who is, she had pushed down the stairs earlier.
Yeah, to get her part. That is why Nomi was headlining the show.
And they share a romantic kiss. And Cristal admits, part of me knew that you were going to do that.
Because that's how she got there.
Yeah,
right?
Because that's how she got her part. And you always be careful of the woman walking behind you on the stairs. Mm-hmm. And that's part of being in Vegas.
And there is an element of, Nomi turning to the dark side. I think that there's a line earlier in the film where Cristal tells her, it's like, girl, we're just alike. We're exactly alike, except Cristal's like older, and more experienced. And Nomi's just kind of like this fresh face, kind of like angry, chip on her shoulder girl that probably Cristal was when she was younger, right?
I want to say they make a big deal about Cristal's age throughout this film. And it took me a while to figure this out. And it's just kind of like, I feel that Nomi's 22 and Cristal's 29.
Is she really only 29 in the movie?
I don't know, but that's my heart of hearts, is that's what I feel with her ages. It's like, it's something upsetting like that.
I mean, even if she's early 30s, it's upsetting.
No, but I feel like I thought it would be early 30s, but I'm like, I think it's 29.
But who cares? Look at her body. Jesus Christ.
I know, she's amazing.
It's immaculate. It's incredible. But yeah, like they have the moment in the hospital, like where we find out that Cristal has also pushed somebody down the stairs to get apart. And here's where it was like a little bit confusing for me, because I was just like, did Nomi actually become Cristal? Did she? Like, because they made peace at the end?
Herself from becoming Cristal, and that's why she left Vegas. Because the minute Cristal said that, she was going to leave Vegas anyway, and she knew in her heart of hearts that that's what was going to happen to her if she stayed, and that was exactly, she was going to end up exactly like Cristal, and that's why she left.
Okay, well, now she's just going to go to LA and key someone's car, or several cars. That's just going to be her act of defiance moving forward, I guess, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So from now on, she is just going to just fuck up random people that she gets in the car with and protect her shit, and then go on to like Los Angeles.
And she'll still kick someone's ass if they cross her.
Sure.
I mean, that is not gone. Our heroine did not mature that much. And to be honest, if you are a woman traveling by yourself, those are some great self-defense skills to have.
What a beautiful movie. I don't know about you, but I learned, I laughed.
I laughed more than anything. I don't know what I learned.
I cried.
I don't know what I learned. I mean, mostly I was just stunned at...
I was stunned.
I was stunned at Elizabeth Berkley's performance to this day. I admire Gina Gershon's performance. Everybody else is kind of like, like this is their movie, basically. Like even Kyle MacLachlan, even though I like him a lot, he's there. You know, he doesn't drive a ton of story forward or anything. He's just there to be another sleazy guy who pretends to be nice. At least he pretends to be nice some of the time. Some of the other guys just don't even put on a show.
Right. So
yeah, I mean, you watch him for the dynamic between and this dance, pun intended, between these two women. And it is a messy dance. It is a sometimes erotic dance. And it is a dance that makes absolutely no goddamn sense. Thoughts?
This movie has given more to my life than a lot of other movies have. And it's not that it's a great film, because it's not.
No.
It's clearly not. It's just that every time I watch it, I take away something new. And whether it's I concentrate on Gina's performance, or I concentrate on Elizabeth's performance, or I concentrate on Goddess, there's something new to take away. And it's always something fun and something I can share. I can always call my sister or my good friend or something like that. And so it's just a joy to watch every single time I watch it.
But you have to go in with the right headspace.
But you have to go in exactly with the right headspace. And you have to understand that it is, at its core, a bad movie with its bad message.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it's great that people are putting new messages on it, but that is their interpretation. That is not what was meant to be put on this film. But you can interpret whatever you want into a film and take whatever you like from it. That's the joy of art and filmmaking and watching films and being an independent human being. You can take with it whatever you care, whatever you leave. You can leave the theater with whatever you want.
However, I will say it is necessary to prepare somebody before they watch this movie for the first time.
If you walk into this movie and you say this is the greatest movie of all time, and someone hasn't seen this movie and you show them this movie, they're going to think that you are insane.
Yeah, they're like, is it better than The Brutalist? Like, it's not.
No.
Like, it's like you have to kind of be like, okay, look, the only thing I'm going to tell you is that you cannot take this film seriously at all. If you just don't take it seriously, you will have a blast watching it. I mean, a lot of it will be somewhat disturbing. But as long as you understand that the goal was camp and being completely over the top and completely unserious, you'll probably have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, as long as you understand that this was a completely mishandled piece of art that just went off the deep end in the worst way possible, then sure. Then we all understood that going in, except for maybe Elizabeth Berkley.
Right. Oh.
And... you know, God bless her soul. She did with it what she could.
She really did. And, you know, you could tell that she put every ounce of herself into this role.
And it was really brave of her.
Yes.
It was to go from what was essentially a pretty decent career on Saturday mornings, where she probably could have done some G-rated stuff.
Yeah, family films.
Yeah, she probably could have had a career on like NBC or ABC and like probably their Saturday afternoon lineups, or probably on prime time as like a friend.
Or she could have been like on ER as like a nurse or something. Maybe. Naive nurse. Why not?
Sure.
I mean, she could have done a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But I think that her goal was like, I am going to shock the world. I need to break free of this image that I've made for myself for Saved by the Bell. And I'm going to do it like in the most extreme way possible. I mean, this is going to be a weird comparison, but when you think about Robert Pattinson or Kristen Stewart,
right?
Like, you know, who got their start in like Twilight, right? Wildly popular. I mean, better movies probably than Showgirls. And I put the word better in quotes, but they had to shake something off, right?
Right. And they then followed those movies with like 10 years of doing like an I'm sorry career of like other movies
right,
that are like independent films and Cronenberg and
really weird stuff, like weird
Yeah.
stuff like where they could like really flex their muscles and be like, I'm going to do something like super different. Sometimes it wouldn't be seen by everybody. Sometimes it was like super subtle performances. Sometimes they were a little bit strange, but they did manage to chip away from that Twilight image in a really effective way. They didn't go full Nomi. You know, they didn't go full Elizabeth Berkley and like say, I'm going to do like the polar opposite. I'm going to do it in such an explosive and completely out of control way that you were going to forget that I was ever on Saved by the Bell. Like they didn't do anything like that. It was much more strategic and much more measured. This was like going from first grade to getting like a doctorate in sex. You know, that's exactly what it was. And it didn't, and she didn't, I mean, in some ways she passed with flying colors. It's like she got an honorary doctorate later by people. At the time, though, she failed.
I do want to say that this movie was wildly successful. That even though it didn't do so great when it came out, at this point it is now grossed over like well over $100 million.
Good for it.
And it is like became a huge success on home video. It is one of MGM's most top selling video cassettes and DVDs of all time.
And by the way, one of the best films that you can watch at Hollywood Forever Cemetery at Cinespia. Like this movie was made for Cinespia to be around a whole bunch of drunk and stoned people eating charcuterie and just throwing shit at the screen. It's amazing.
A great movie to watch with an audience.
A heckly audience.
A deeply appreciative audience who have a lot to say about the film while the film is playing.
Yeah, and just laughing their asses off the entire time.
There is also a sequel. It is called Showgirls 2, Pennies from Heaven. It is made by Rena Riffel, who starred as Penny, and it stars both Penny and James.
Penny was Hope, right? That was like her new name or something. Was it Penny? With Hope?
All right. So
with the blonde, the short blonde hair that Nomi catches James sleeping with, is that her?
Believe so, but I don't know for sure. I don't know because I thought that was too. I thought that it was Hope, and then she changed her name to Penny because they said they don't like a stripper named Hope.
Oh, okay.
But then I went back and I'm like, I actually don't know if this is the same person. So I haven't the faintest idea. But it's Hope and James, that character. So this was her passion project. She went on and made a sequel to Showgirls. It is very long.
How long is it, Erin?
Well over 2 hours, I think.
Did you say it almost like hit 3 hours?
I don't know anymore.
2 hours is still too fucking long.
It's a very, very long movie. But it is her passion project. Because I believe in independent artists, you should go watch it. You should support independent artists.
I love you, but I'm never doing that.
No, I understand. Also, just want to say that if you need a Christmas movie, this does count as a Christmas movie.
How on earth does this count? Okay, wait. We were almost done, but now you have to explain this to me.
There are Christmas trees in the parking garage and in many of the other scenes in the background.
That's a
so
stretch.
It does take place during Christmas.
That is a stretch. I mean, they're all tassels on her nipples, so I guess that does count kind of like as a Christmas ornament.
If you look in the background. Also, if you ever want to watch a completely separate movie, just watch all of the background actors. They are completely in a separate movie being given different directions. There are fights going on in the background and they're having other conversations. That's another thing you can watch for. But just saying, it's a Christmas movie.
I might have to think about that one for a second.
All right.
It's like to put that in the category with like Die Hard. I just, and like A Christmas Story, I just don't know.
It's a little bit of a reach, but
it's a little, but you know what? Reach for the stars, Erin, just like Nomi.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any final words about your favorite movie of all time?
No, it's just perfect. I'm just a happy camper.
You should see the smile on this woman's face right now. She is beaming.
That's so good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for those of you who have not seen it, I highly encourage you to give it a gander. But once again, go in with almost no expectations. Know that it is bad. Know that it is just swimming in camp and exploitation. And you'll have a great time.
Don't watch it alone. Watch it with a bunch of friends.
Yeah. Ooh, have a party.
Have a party.
With lots of alcohol.
One person that has seen it many times and a bunch of people who have never seen it at all. Best circumstance.
That's a good one. Okay, well done. All right. Are we signing off?
We are.
All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll be back with another questionable movie to review for all of you. Bye.
Bye.